Welcome to the Bulletproof podcast. This is Gary, and this episode is not for watching, it's for listening. So if you're sitting here, you're watching, just do some stretches, do some push ups, go for a walk. That's where you're going to find the most value from this video. So in this episode, I'm going to give you a story, and your story is going to be very much aligned with this story. If you're an addict in recovery, I can't tell you how much you need help. You need an NCT, MOT, and how you get that help is not by doing it yourself, it's by getting help. So what that means is everyone knows drug using is for, or alcohol using, or behavioral using these substances or behavioral. We all know it's a fix. I need to get my fix. We've all heard that. It's a running away. It's a filling a void. It's escaping. We all know those words are synonymous. But people in active addiction, they don't think like that. So if you're in recovery and those words are even resonating a little with you, fantastic. People in active recovery, active addiction, do not think about us. They think of, it's great, it's fun, I love it, there's no problem, I'm good, I'm not as bad as him, as her. That's all their mindset in active addiction. So here we are, and I'm going to give you this story. Before I do give you that story, check out the Bulletproof app, Bulletproof Recovery. It's literally on the App Store right now. You can download it. It's fantastic. It tracks your sobriety. It also tracks cravings, urges. There's a journal in there. There's also me in there if you want to use me. It's fantastic. With that being said, this story that I'll give you is related to you. Addiction, fixing, running, escaping, etc. Let's look at this. Imagine you were a youngster, you were getting into mischief, you were into being a little bit wild, and one day you got arrested. And one day you got arrested, and you were really upset with getting arrested, and you really felt like a disappointment. And every time you thought of that memory, you got triggered in a negative way. You got triggered in a way that you felt emotional spikes inside you. You felt guilt. You felt resentment. You felt regret. You felt shame. Now, the reason I say it's related to you is because you have got one of those, you have got two of those, you have got three of those, four of those in your mind right now. And I'm going to show with you in a couple of moments why getting help and not by yourself, which by yourself is good. And if you can do it by yourself, fantastic. But getting help is going to do it 10 times easier, 10 times faster. If you go get help, right? This is the power of it. So one story in your mind is guilt, regret, shame, and that's settled there. If you don't analyze it, it's going to stay there. It's going to keep haunting you for the rest of your days, quote unquote. So now you go over there in your mind. You got arrested when you were 16. Your mother had to call you. Your dad had to call you to get you to bail you out. Or you were a drug addict and you drug drove and you crashed into a car. Or you cheated on someone and you were really upset that you cheated and you have this guilt that's just haunting you for the rest of your life. Or you stole from your family and you have this guilt for regret for your rest of your life. Or you looked at this element of I don't know, you've done some heinous crimes that you're really upset and you have a lot of resentful regret towards those things. If nothing changes, nothing changes. Those memories in your mind can change. Here's an example. That person who got arrested, that's a funny story. There's a funny story in it. There's lessons in it. Are you going to do it again? No. The funny story could be, I'll tell you one, John, I'll tell you this one story here. Look, I was arrested when I was 16. You wouldn't believe it. Now, in your mind, it might seem foreign because like all of your beliefs are going to say you shouldn't feel good, you shouldn't forgive. This is unforgivable. There's no way that you can enjoy being some sort of there's no way you can enjoy or think positively around this situation. No way. How could you do that? How dare you do such a thing? So when I'm saying that it's a funny story, your mind's going, it's hardly a funny story. It's very serious, in fact. Who's the ultimate arbitrage or the answer of that? You're saying it's very serious. No one else. I don't think, and I mentioned this to a client recently, and we had a conversation. I asked them first before I gave my answer. Their answer was nothing. What thing is unforgivable? What thing is unforgivable? She has a daughter. She gave the example of people messing, hurting kids. And then 2 seconds later, she mentioned the idea that actually it might be forgivable. Probably is forgivable. And that takes a lot of strength. That takes a lot of courage. So whatever story you have, whatever narrative you have going on, the guilt, the shame, the regret, It's okay right here, right now, even though it doesn't feel like it. It's okay. You can get to a place where the story was funny, the lessons were learned, the positives are taken, the forgiveness is done, and now you're on a healthier healing track. This is not about substances. This is about deep-rooted beliefs, deep-rooted cores, deep-rooted philosophies that that person's going to have about themselves, about their memories. The purpose of that is if you don't analyze, don't change those external voices, thought processes, beliefs you have out there, you're going to keep being haunted by those external voices, internal voices, thought processes, philosophies. You're going to keep being haunted by those unless you change the meaning, which is, I could just stop there. I don't need to add on a few more words. Just change the meaning of it to you. Meaning right now is you're the worst person in the world. Meaning in the future is the best lesson I've ever. There's a big, massive difference in those two. Difference of feeling, difference of reality. These are serious things that if you can get onto a different train wave, a different train track, a different frequency, a different philosophy, you're going to have a different outgoing, outburst, out actions. Yeah, you're going to do a different life altogether. So those stories that you have in your mind, there is a 180 on these. Doing it yourself is very complicated. I mentioned that earlier, but I'll tell you why. It's very complicated because our mind, we believe we are unforgivable. We believe that actually this is extra, and this is extra because of this. Right? The mind knows what buttons to press for you to keep being a bad person in your mind. It's unforgivable. You know your own buttons to press, and yeah, well, I'll just stop there again. So all of the challenges that you're facing, not all of them, well, I suppose all of them, you could honestly say all of them, but the big ones that you don't like thinking about, the things that hurt you emotionally, things that makes you feel guilty, resentful, regretful, shameful, whatever you have, all of those can be flipped in the head to be a much more neutral emotion, a much more uh, uplifting emotion. But if they don't get analyzed by a professional, even a friend, even a parent, even a metaphor, whatever it is, and I hope this video has helped shift that little curve a little bit, 1%, 2%, 3%. Yeah, it's very real. But with that being said, I'm going to love you and leave you. Your story right now, disempowering. Your story is going to try stay disempowering because all of our cells want to stay alive. So your guilt, your shame, your regret, all of those emotions want to stay alive. So they're always going to have evidence, memories, anecdotes, facts. They're always going to have those things against you to keep themselves alive. Until you get out of that sphere of thinking, when you say, I forgive myself, but then your mind goes, yeah, but how could you ever do that? That's the guilt trying to stay alive. All addicts have done ridiculous, ridiculous things. In AA, they say you're not in control of your actions when you're an addict, but you are in control of your actions now. That's what I heard today from a client who's in AA. So with that being said, I'm going to love you and leave it. Have a blessed day. Have a blessed week. Check out the school community where you get free videos on, free specific videos, particularly around alcohol, cocaine, and the Bulletproof Recovery app. What a fantastic thing that's come onto the agenda, onto the App Store nowadays. Bulletproof Recovery. Search it up. Have a blessed day. Hit the subscribe button. That'd be awesome. See you later. Bye.